All right, this again from the Rich Eisen Show. Tom Pelissaro, who's more likely to make the playoffs this coming year, Steelers or the Browns?
The Steelers, you can bet, are going to be on the doorstep, right? It's Mike Tomlin's team.
Yep.
Never had a losing season. They're always going to be right there.
They're right there last year.
I think the Browns have more variance because they didn't win a whole lot of games last year. But if Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson again, there's unlimited upside for how good Cleveland can be. I mean, nobody wants to try to block Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith on that defense. Jim Schwartz is going to change the way that they play. He's going to have an attacking style. You know that because he's got a long track record of doing that. They add a guy like Elijah Moore, who they really highly regard as a slot type of receiver, to Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. They've still got Nick Chubb in the backfield. I think that Deshaun Watson's the biggest X factor in all this. That's a tough call. I mean, if you're saying, like, if I'm playing the percentages here, I say the Steelers just because I know that they're going to be competitive. But the Browns are a team that, if things go their way, I mean, I don't think it's outlandish to say we could be talking about a team that can contend to win it all.
I don't disagree with anything that he said in assessing that question.
The only thing I would disagree with is the Steelers will be around the conversation. I don't know if they're good enough to be in the playoffs this year. Like, I think that their ceiling might be just a tad bit under playoffs because their defense is good. It's not as good as it's been, right? Their secondary is completely neutered. They're throwing out Pat Peterson out there to, like, play corner at this point. And then that offense, there's a level of variance there with that offense. We're talking about a team that had 12 passing touchdowns last year with a quarterback in Kenny Pickett to where, hey, they're really hoping he makes a sophomore leap, and a sophomore leap would be significant for that team, but it wouldn't bring them past like 20 touchdown passes or something like that. And what happens if Kenny Pickett, like a lot of sophomore quarterbacks, regresses from 12 touchdowns? What are you doing then on offense, right? That's where I'm like, hey, the floor of that team is what it is on a Mike Tomlin team, but the ceiling is what I really worry about with that Steelers team. And yeah, they could get to 9 wins, but I don't think they're going to be able to win enough within the AFC to be able to be a team that can get the tiebreakers that they need to get into the playoffs.